The danger of overthinking in Hamlet. Have you ever been so anxious about making the wrong decision that you end up making no decision at all? You replay every possible outcome in your head, question yourself constantly, and wait for the perfect moment to act, only for that moment to never arrive. This experience is known as overthinking, and it is often driven by anxiety. In William Shakespeare's Hamlet, the main character struggles with this exact problem. Through Hamlet's constant self-doubt, fear, and introspection, Shakespeare shows how anxiety-driven overthinking can paralyze a person and ultimately lead to devastating consequences. One of the most famous examples of Hamlet's overthinking appears in To Be or Not to Be soliloquy. In this moment, Hamlet is completely alone with his thoughts, questioning the meaning of life, death, and human suffering. Rather than focusing on his responsibility to act, his anxiety pushes him into a spiral of philosophical questioning. He becomes overwhelmed by fear of the unknown and the consequences of action. Hamlet admits that his internal struggle prevents him from moving forward when he says, "Thus conscience does make cowards of us all." This line reveals that Hamlet understands how his own thought weakened him. Instead of helping him make a decision, his overthinking increases his anxiety and kept him trapped in indecision. Another key moment that demonstrates this is his inability to trust the ghost of his father. Although the ghost claims that King Claudius murdered him, Hamlet immediately begins to overthink the situation. He worries that the ghost might be a demon trying to manipulate him into committing a sinful act. Hamlet says, "The spirit that I have seen may be the devil." This fear shows how it causes him to doubt even the most direct evidence. Rather than acting on the information he has, Hamlet delays his revenge and convinces himself that waiting is safer. Shakespeare uses this moment to show how overthinking can distort judgment and make people distrust the truth, even when it is right in front of them. Hamlet's overthinking also turns inward and becomes deeply self-critical. In another soliloquy, he harshly attacks himself for not taking action, calling himself weak and cowardly. This moment shows how overthinking does not stay neutral. It becomes emotionally damaging. Instead of motivating Hamlet, his thoughts destroy his confidence and self-worth. The more he reflects on the powerless he feels, Shakespeare suggests that it feeds on self-doubt, creating a cycle where thinking leads to fear. Fear leads to inaction, and inaction leads into a never-ending spiral of thought. Near the end of the play, Hamlet finally comes to an important realization. He accepts that certainty is impossible and that action will always involve risk. However, this understanding comes too late to save himself or others. To me, Hamlet's struggle with overthinking is something I strongly relate to. When I feel anxious, I often replay situations in my head and worry about making the wrong choice. Hamlet remains relevant today because overthinking is still a common struggle. Many people fear making mistakes, being judged, or chasing the wrong path. Like Hamlet, they wait for certainty before acting. Shakespeare's message is that while thinking is important, allowing it to paralyze decision may be destructive.